that we are recording this session so that we're able to share it with students that weren't able to attend this live session at this moment. Um, Otherwise, I would like to have the facilitators introduce yourselves and then we can get started.
Sounds good. Is it okay if I start screen sharing here?
Oh, yes.
All right. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So my name's Stephanie. I work in the library with Maria, my co-host, who I'll let her introduce herself in a minute. I am the circulation services coordinator. So if you've been in the library, you've probably seen me lurking around the circulation desk or running around somewhere in the library. I'm here pretty much every day. So today we're just going to kind of go over some library basics, show you guys where to find some really great resources, show you how to navigate your library account and all that fun stuff. And then I will let Maria introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Maria. I'm in the library. I'm a reference librarian. I've been here for a while now. And so I help students with research and finding resources for their assignments on campus.
Okay. I was going to have this up. I forgot. So hopefully it shows up. Okay, so we're calling this session College Research 101, but we're really just going to give you the basics to get you to that launch point of where you can then start doing some really good research and knowing how to navigate all of these library resources. So we'll just start by mentioning where we're located. If you haven't physically been to the library before, we are on the south side of campus in the Educational Resource Center. We're nestled right between the two classroom buildings. They all kind of blur together, but we're right in the middle. We're currently open from 8 in the morning to 5 at night. Our hours had to change because of COVID, and they may change again, but all of that information is frequently updated on our website. And I'll show you exactly where to find that in just a minute. You can also see here, I've listed our contact information. This is also easily accessible on our website. But if you'd like to take a screenshot or something, feel free to do that as we're going. And then our URL is rockvalleycollege.edu/library. And you can also access our webpage through the main Rock Valley College homepage. So what can the library do for you? A lot of people think we're just books, and that's just not the case anymore. We also are not the bookstore. I just want to make that clear. We do get a lot of questions asking if students can come in and rent textbooks or buy textbooks, and we just don't provide that service here. Although we don't have textbooks, we do have a system called Course Reserves, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute. But it is a free way to access course materials through the library. Something important that you should note is that your tuition pays for all of these resources. You'll never be asked to pay for something through the library. We kind of, are a little bit of a buffer there. We can provide you with some really great resources at no cost to you. We also have 2 professional librarians who are available to assist you with your research needs. We can accommodate in-person appointments as well as Zoom, chat, email, phone, whatever you are comfortable with. And you can also access all of our e-resources and databases from off campus. So I just want to define a few library terms just so that you know what we're talking about when we get into things. So if you're not familiar with what a call number is, that is just the location that the item lives at. It's like an address for the book, right? So if you are looking at something in the catalog and you see call number, you might want to remember or write that down so that you can then go physically locate the item in the stacks. Course reserves, as I mentioned, these are actually course materials that your instructor may have provided to the library for student use. They're usually a pretty short loan period. They range from 1 hour to, I believe, 4 days. So it really depends on what your instructor has decided as far as how long you can have the item out. but it is a really good resource for students who maybe their book hasn't come in, or maybe you aren't sure if you want to stay in the class. So you can always check with us to see if we have the book on reserve. If you hear us say Primo or library catalog, that means the same thing. It's just where you go to locate items, both physical and digital. You can also manage your loans, renew items, and see any fines or fees that you might have on your account through there. iShare and interlibrary loan can be a little confusing, so I'll try to keep it really simple. iShare is a system in Illinois that we participate in with 90 other academic libraries, and it allows us to share materials between libraries really efficiently. So if you're ever looking for a book and we don't have it here, you can also search all the other iShare libraries and potentially place a hold and then get the materials sent to Rock Valley, where you would then be able to come pick it up. Interlibrary loan, on the other hand, is a worldwide system. So if we don't have the item and if iShare doesn't have the item, you can then jump over to our interlibrary loan form, fill that out, and we'll search our worldwide system and see if we can't get it from somewhere else. Reference is a little bit of an outdated term, I think, in libraries, but essentially it means research help. Maria is our reference librarian, and she is an expert researcher. That is her job. So if you're ever wondering where to go with your research, or you have questions about research, our librarians are here to help with that. And then databases. So a database is an organized collection of information that's accessible online. That could include journal articles or streaming videos or pretty much any other format that you could think of that would be accessible online. So I am now going to jump over to the website, and I will just give you a little tour and show you how to navigate your library account, and then I will pass it on to Maria. Excuse me, I'm just going to grab a sip of water. Okay, so to navigate to the Rock Valley College Library website, you could enter that URL that I mentioned earlier, or you can start from the main Rock Valley College page. If you scroll down, you'll see library about at the midpoint of the page. If you click on that, that'll take you directly to the library's homepage. So I'll show you where to find contact information. It is about midway down on the right-hand side of the page. We have our hours listed, and then we have a direct link to the reference email. And then beneath that, we have our physical location and how you can contact us by phone or email. There's also a contact through chat button right here. It's the big lime green one. And if you select that, it will pull up that chat box. All you have to do is type in your inquiry, and a librarian will be monitoring this from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day. If it ever says that chat is offline, you can still click on that and send a message, and it will go through our email. So it'll be available through email to us, and we'll get back to you the next business day. It looks like this librarian is busy right now helping somebody, so I'm going to go ahead and close the chat. But if this does happen, usually they can get back in touch with you. Okay, so other things to note on our webpage, we do have a handy link here that will give you instructions for accessing those resources from off campus. There is an extra sign-on option that you need to know how to use. So this has all that information in there. So if you ever have trouble signing into those databases, please feel free to check this out, and it might help you troubleshoot so you don't have to wait for us to get back to you. We also have a search box for the catalog and searching for journal articles. And then some other links down here that will highlight various newer resources. I will show you next the interlibrary loan form. So like I said, if you're searching for an item and we don't have it and our iShare libraries don't have it, that's when we'll submit interlibrary loan forms. That is located on the right-hand side of the page. and you just click on interlibrary loans. And then if you're looking for a periodical or book, you'd select what's appropriate. And then you would just fill in all the information with the red asterisk. If you don't know an answer to something, that's fine. Just put NA in the box so that we can still look into it. And then you just hit submit and we'll get back to you shortly with that. Sometimes interlibrary loans do take about 2 weeks to come in, and iShare books, it's usually between 3 days to a week or 2, depending on where it's coming from. So now I'll show you how to get to your library account. The quickest way to do that, if you're on the main library page, is to select library catalogs. So this will take you to our new catalog. In order to sign in, you'll see a sign in button in the upper right-hand corner. When you select that, you'll notice there's 2 different login options. If you are a current student, faculty, or staff member of Rock Valley College, you would use what we call the RVC single sign-on. Otherwise, if you have a community patron card with us, you would need to go through the other, this other link here. So the single sign-on, if you're signed in elsewhere to an RVC service such as Eagle, email, online services, it should just recognize that you're already signed in somewhere. So when you select this, then it signed me right in. It knew I was already signed in on my computer. It knew who I was, so it signed me in. Otherwise, you'll probably have to go through the process of signing in from off campus with those instructions that I mentioned earlier. So in order to view all of your loans, you just select your name up at the top right corner and then library card. So this will show me all the items that I have checked out, and I have to expand because I check out a lot of things. But you can view everything on here. You can see if you can renew things. If you just want to renew one thing, you just hit the renew button right next to that item. Otherwise, you can hit renew all, and it'll let you know whether or not it was able to renew those items for you. You have any requests that you're wondering if there's any updates on, you can select this link here. I do not currently have requests, so that's why there's nothing displayed there, but usually it would show you if a library is processing your loan, if it's on its way, just kind of what the status is. You can also view your fines and fees, any blocks you may have on your account, and you can update your personal details, which includes, your phone number and email if you have a preference for where we're sending any notices or anything to. That about does it for the catalog. So I will go ahead and stop screen sharing and I will pass it on over to Maria.
Okay, thanks, Stephanie. I will go ahead and share a screen as well, and we'll get started. Yeah, so I will make it really simple as far as, do you see this?
I don't think it's sharing yet.
Oh boy, sorry. Share. Okay, how about now?
Yeah, perfect.
Great. So like I said, I'll keep it simple because there's, we could go on and on about this for hours. This is what we do every day, but just to give you the lowdown as far as how to find research for your assignments on campus, by far the majority of what students are looking for, in my experience, with helping students, is the journal article that they need, or the many journal articles that they need for their assignments. So the scholarly research that their instructors are asking for, the peer reviewed, the academic sources, the journal sources, these are the types of resources that are expected of you on a college level. And this is where you'll find it at the Rock Valley College library homepage. So we got to this, remember, from the Rock Valley College homepage, and we selected library from the menu. You could also do rockvalleycollege.edu/library and then go right to it. So that's another option. Again, like Stephanie said, you will never be asked to pay for these resources. They are helped by your tuition dollars. So you've already kind of paid for them in a way, but you're not going to be asked to pay a fee in order to access the materials while you're online. If you do, let us know, because then that means that there's something wrong and we don't want you to have to pay twice. So these resources are selected by faculty, by librarians, and they're designed just for for you all in the community college setting, for core curriculum, gen ed, the assignments that you'll be getting on campus, and they are perfect for that. We have resources for every assignment that's given on campus. So this is a great place to start. You've already helped pay for them, and you always have a person that you can follow up with if you have any questions, because we have librarians and staff to help. So it's a win-win for everybody. The book feature, the Find Library Books, that's the first item I want. I put marketing in there, which is a generic kind of topic. Unless somebody has something they want me to search for them, you can put that in the chat if you need me to do your research for you. Otherwise, I'll do a college success search. So what I'm doing right now is a book search that we have for books in our library on college success. Okay, so you'll see a lot going on. On the left-hand side, you can see your limits. So you can limit by everything that's held in the library. You can do a resource type if you want books or if you want videos. You can select those. And I just selected books. These are the books that we have on college success in our library. And you'll notice it says available in our general stacks. The general stacks is upstairs on the second floor. And then the call number, like Stephanie mentioned, that, remember, is the number on the spine of each book. Each book in our collection has a call number, and that's how you'll locate it on the shelf. I'm going to select one of the items to show you what it looks like as you dial into more information. This book is called The Secrets of College Success. It shows you the cover. It tells you the date, which is handy if you have a date restriction from an instructor. If they say we want nothing before 2018, then that can show you exactly what items you can search for or what would be helpful. There's also a cool feature on the left called virtual browse. This is what we used to do just in person. We would go up to the shelf and we would find a book, and then we would look at all the books surrounding that item. And then lo and behold, it would be more books on the same subject. You can do that right from your digital device. You don't have to even come into the library. You can search what's on the shelf by hitting virtual browse. And this is a cool new feature. And this whole new catalog is really nice. Going back to the top, say I'm at home, it's 3 a.m, and I need this college success book for my class the next day or the next couple days. You can actually request the item and we will pull it for you. If you notice on the left-hand side, the Get It, you can sign in. Which I will do right now. And once you're signed in, you can request this item. Right here, it says request. And you can send the request. All of the items that are requested are pulled every morning by 8:30 a.m. So if you request the item before then, they'll pull them that day. and we'll have them on hold for you at the circulation desk. So we also offer curbside. So if you don't even want to come into the library, you can pull up, let us know you're out there, and we'll run it out to you. Say you need it pronto, like you can't wait until they pull it the next day. Say you need it right now. And it's, you know, noon, whatever time between, you know, like 8:30 and 5 o'clock p.m. and you need it right now. You can call us and we'll pull it for you, and you can just come in and get it as well. So you don't have to request it specifically, but you can just call us and say, I need this book. Can you put it on hold for me? And we're happy to do that. And we do that quite a bit. We have students come in, but like the majority of the people, obviously this past year has been so unique, but now that we have these features like the call, the chat, the email, the curbside, now that students have become familiarized with the services that we offer, they take advantage of it. And that's wonderful. We love to see that. Any questions in the chat that maybe I'm missing as far as finding books?
It looked like Sherry had a question. I don't know if you want to put that in the chat. I can read it out.
Yeah, read it out. I don't think if I'm sharing, can I see that? I'm not sure.
You can, but it doesn't look like she sent it to everyone. She's probably sent it specifically to Stephanie.
Oh, okay. Do you want to read that out, Stephanie?
I don't see one on my end. Are you able to send that question again, Sherry?
If so, that's great. And then we will definitely answer that. Moving on, we will go to finding articles. So we found physical books, and like Stephanie mentioned, we have more than just physical books at the library. We also have a lot of ebooks, and ebooks like this one here, it says available online. So notice the difference, available at Rock Valley College Library or available online. But notice it's still a book. See that? There's still books, but it's available online. So this one would be an ebook or electronic book. And that you can.
I can read the question.
Yeah.
Looks like it says, I have a question. I saw you show, I was trying audio and I don't have that either. So I'm not sure what that question is. I have a question. I saw you show, I was trying audio and I don't have that either. So I'm not sure what. I'm not clear, but that's what it reads.
Okay.
My question was, what is the Black Student Guide to College? Is that different?
The Black Students Guide to College.
Is
So
that
this, the Black Students Guide, yes. So this is the ebook that I was showing. That's a great question. And this is the one that is available online. And you would click on it to access the electronic book. And then you can just read it online. And no, these aren't usually read cover to cover. These are usually meant to be resources that you kind of dive into a chapter or a few pages and, you know, get the information you need and then move on. So I just wanted to let you know that there were ebooks available. So if you see that, that's what it is. Okay. I'm trying to get back to where I was here. So that's the book research. Like I mentioned.
There's another question.
Okay.
Is this a choice for all, or is it for Black students only? I don't understand the concept. It's hard to ask a question and make myself understood.
Okay, so Sherry, was it? Sherry, that's a great question. These resources are available for everyone, all students, community patrons, faculty, staff. And yeah, so there's no specific demographic that we're targeting. It's just everyone can take advantage of these resources. And that also brings up a very good point that we are a community college library. We do have community patrons. Your taxes go to support Rock Valley College and the library. We are a line item on your tax bill. So we are available free for community patrons as well. So anyone in the area that pays taxes to Rock Valley College has access to this.
I think that, Sherry, just to be clear, what she's showing you is all of the books, well, not all of these. She's doing a search right now. And one of the things that came up was that book about Black Student Guide to College. So any student can go in through the process she just showed you to get that book and read that book. She has not read the book. I have not read the book. So we're not clear on what exactly is in the book, except for the fact that you are able to go online in the library catalog, like she just showed you, and get the book. She was showing you that it was an ebook. If it's an ebook, it's probably also a paperback or a hardback book as well. So you can use this process that she just showed you to go in and look up the book yourself, to figure out, to learn more about it. Because it seems like with your questions, you're interested in figuring out specifically that title is what you were interested in. I think that answers your question.
Okay, thank you, Mary. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, by far the most requests we get are for journal articles, and we've already done books. So the next item is the search articles. And again, you are going to be looking for college level research. This is not the same as going to Google and typing college success. These are actual journal articles that are scholarly, they're academic, they're peer reviewed, they're journals that your teachers, your instructors are expecting you to actually use. These resources are not unique to Rock Valley College. So when you go on to your next part of your college journey, the school, the university, the college that you're at will be using these same types of resources. So the sooner you get acclimated or used to these resources here, the better you are off in just your whole research experience. And I've seen that myself with students. I've seen students who have taken advantage of these resources, and it's made the difference between night and day. And other students that have no idea these resources exist and they struggle. So getting back to our search, again, this is a search for journal articles. I just typed in college success because I'm just keeping with that theme, but there's also an advanced search if you wanted to combine college success with Black students or anything. You could use these text boxes to add whatever it is that you are specifically looking for. And the advanced search comes in handy because, as you can see, there are a lot of results and it can be overwhelming. Ideally, what you're going to look for when you see these results, you'll notice it's an academic journal. You'll see the titles, the author, the date, the page, everything that you'll need for your cited sources information. And ideally, what you'll look for is the full text option. That could be a PDF option. It could be an HTML option. Either way, when that is available to you, click on it and you will get the entire article right then and there. You don't have to worry, where's this article located? Is it in my library? How do I access it? Do I copy it? Do I scan it? What do I do? Do I have to pay for this? All of it is already done for you. It's right here, and you don't have to worry about any other extra steps to take. So as you can see, this is the whole article. And some of these are very lengthy, as you'll notice. This one is quite a few pages. Next thing that's super important that you'll need to see on the right-hand side are your options. So you can email an article to yourself, so it's always in your inbox. So once it's there, unless you delete it, it's there and you can return to it at any time. You can save it to your laptop, and most importantly, you can cite it. So your citation information, obviously super important. Your instructors expect that. And if you just scroll down, you'll see your options. The two most common options are the APA citation format and the MLA. So the APA are for your sciences, your behavioral science classes, and your MLA is for your comp lit classes. So this is the MLA citation for that specific journal article. And if you use that for your assignment, that will be cut and paste right into your works cited page. So very handy. That is what our students get most excited about, is that citation feature because citing sources can be kind of a burden. And if it's already done for you, then hey, bonus. Again, it's a lot to go through. Once you start, I think that the hardest part for some people is just getting started, just the beginning of the process. And a lot of times it starts with a subject. What is my subject? I mean, some students have a hard time narrowing down a subject, and we're here to help with that as well. So any questions you might have about research, the important thing is to know that we have the resources for you, for your assignments, and that we offer the help that you need in the form of librarians, staff, and just people that are here to help. I'm a professional librarian. This is what I get paid to do. So it's helpful, I think, for some students to know that there's a person here that they can help them, and that they're not lost like in the wilderness, just wandering around looking for sources and hoping that their instructor accepts them.